welcome to discussions about energy. My name is Kaisa Koskinen and I have Vortex Healing teacher Terry Rollins with me today.
Hi.
Hey, so cool that you're here. I have such an interesting topic to ask about Terry today. We are going to be talking about ghosts.
Ghostbusters.
Yes, Ghostbusters. What are ghosts?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because ghosts are one of those things that people hear about. Some people actually experience them, and they don't understand what they truly are.
Yeah, and are afraid of them.
And are fearful of them, absolutely. So what a ghost really is, and there's actually a couple different kinds of ghosts that we're going to talk about. But the average ghost is actually a part of a person's emotional body that splits off when a person dies.
Really?
And it could be a person that lived in a particular house and has a very strong emotional attachment to the house. Or they have a family and grandchildren, and they have a really strong emotional attachment to something on the physical earth plane. And so when they die, because they're emotionally so attached to something, there's actually a part of their emotions that we call their emotional body that splits off when the soul continues its transition. Part of the emotional body splits off, densifies, and stays behind because it doesn't want to emotionally leave something that it loved or cherished so much.
What comes to my mind is that what if the person has like a traumatic death? Can that splitting of the emotional part of you happen then too? Or is it like, does it have to do with your life? Like bigger picture of your life. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's usually the emotional attachment to something.
Okay.
There's another kind of a ghost that's called a karmic body ghost. And that's actually part of our karmic body, our residue of what we came in to work through and to work, that actually splits off when a person dies because it's not quite ready to continue to evolve and move on. So there's another type of body ghost called the karmic body ghost. And this is the kind of ghost that's very dense, that can actually move furniture and shake cupboards and rock chairs and slam doors. Often people will have you've heard of haunted houses with ghosts that have ghosts that make noises. These are the ones that we call karmic body ghosts, very dense karmic body ghosts.
Okay, so the emotional ghosts, if I would call them emotional ghosts, so they don't usually move things. They just hang around with the emotional energy.
Exactly.
Okay. And the karmic ghost, that's like more dense and has more energy in a way.
It has a denser energy so that it can physically move things like chairs and doors and cupboards. And then we have one that's very interesting called a mental body ghost. And this is when a person has achieved a great knowledge or wisdom in a person's lifetime. Say, for example, they're a doctor or a researcher, or they've studied something and they have great knowledge that they want to share with others. And then when they die, part of their mental body that has that deep desire to share some knowledge or wisdom that they had acquired, part of their mental body splits off and stays behind. So a good rule of thumb when you encounter a ghost or to think that you sense a ghost is to ask the ghost, not to be afraid, there's nothing to be afraid of, but ask the ghost, do you have some information that you'd like to share?
Okay.
Do you have some knowledge or some wisdom that you could share? And that's the reason why that part of them stays behind, and that's called a mental body ghost.
Okay, so if I encounter a ghost, I need to ask the ghost
why they are here.
Why are you
they
here?
Emotionally tied to something? Have they been emotionally traumatized, like you said?
Yeah.
Is it part of their karmic body that needs to evolve? Or do they have information that
To
they would
share.
like to share with you?
Okay.
Now, one more type of ghost that we work with is called a live body ghost. And a live body ghost is when a person who's still living has a very, very deep emotional trauma. Say, for example, somebody that they love, that they've been married to for 50-some years, died. And they go into such an emotional, distraught, emotional pain that part of their emotional body actually splits off while they are still alive.
That's
because
creepy.
they can't handle
Yeah.
or process the emotions.
Okay.
So that's called a live body ghost. And when that happens, a person who's still alive usually feels numb, they feel shut down, and they almost walk around with no feelings, almost like in a zombie state. Now, if you ever encounter a live body ghost, the person needs to receive a healing so that the
Okay.
emotional part of them that split off can
come
come
together,
back
yeah.
together so the person can have more of an emotional health and wholeness.
Okay.
So we actually have 4 different kinds of ghosts that we can encounter on the earth plane. None of them we need to be afraid of. Some of them we need to send to the light so they can continue to evolve.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid and ask the ghosts if they have something to share, why are they here, and if there's anything you can do to actually support them. And if nothing, then you can intend to send the ghosts to the light so they can continue to evolve.
Yeah. And obviously in Vortex Healing we have tools to help them as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much. This was super interesting. Thank you, Terry,
Thank you
for
for
sharing.
asking.